Welcome to our Wednesday devotion. I'm Pastor Tim Gerbing from Christ Lutheran Church in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Today we listen to Jesus as he's talking to his disciples. We listen to his words that are recorded for us in John chapter 13, and we read there verses 34 and 35. Jesus said to his disciples, "A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." It's the last evening of Jesus' life. Jesus is with his disciples in the upper room. Judas had already left the gathering. He was out in the darkness somewhere. And not long after that, Jesus spoke the words that I just read to you. Jesus said, "I give you a new commandment, to love one another." Well, that kind of sounds strange to our ears, doesn't it? We well might ask Jesus, how is this a new commandment? After all, it is found in the Old Testament book of Leviticus in chapter 19. That chapter begins with God commanding Moses to tell the entire nation of Israel, "Be holy, because I, the Lord your God, am holy." Now, that word holy has the idea of being set apart for God and for his purposes. Later in that same chapter, God also told his Old Testament people, "Love your neighbor as yourself." And we know those words so well because Jesus quoted them. He said that this command was part of the greatest commandment, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. So how can Jesus say that this is new? Well, the word that Jesus uses for new has the idea of being fresh, of something that might be old, but it now has a new quality. What makes this commandment new is that for the very first time, they were obeyed perfectly as God intended. They were lived out by Jesus. When Jesus washed the feet of his disciples to demonstrate love, that was only a start. The disciples would be confronted by Christ's ultimate act of love, the cross that Jesus suffered for the entire world. The world is in rebellion against God's kingdom. The rebels have a general, Satan, who has redefined bad as good, sin as attractive, atrocity as something that sometimes is necessary. Their general has won many victories, and we might feel the pressure to be cautious. But Jesus calls believers to be separated for God's purposes and to practice sacrificial love for each other and for this rebellious world. Are we ready? Or are we going to just talk a good game? God, forgive us for not loving others as you have called us to do. And thank you for Jesus, for his perfect love for us, for sacrificing himself to save us. Fill us with Jesus' love so that we will not only love you, but also love every human being, for you dearly love them too. Amen. May the Lord our God bless and keep you always. I look forward to our time together again next week.